Hello everyone. I'm going to be doing a Thanksgiving decoupage plate. And this plate is strictly going to be decorative. It's not going to be a plate that I'm going to be eating on. It's going to be used for decorations, okay? So I'm going to show you the things that I'm going to use, and I'm going to be doing 4. I've done a couple already, and I'm going to show you me doing the last one. Okay, so I'm using this napkin here. I'm also using this napkin here. I'm using this plate, which I've already put a coat of decoupage on it, matte finish. Okay, let me show you the one that I used. I used this one. Okay, the matte. All right. I'm going to be using a sponge, not this big one, but another one. If you want to do this project, you can use gloves. I found the gloves made it kind of clumsy for me, so I didn't really use the gloves. I have a cloth here that I'm using if I need to wipe my hands or wipe something off. And let me put this to the side so I can show you whatever else I got here. Oh, I may be using this one, but I'm not sure yet. I bought this dishwasher safe one just so I could use it if I want to, say, wash it off, you know, just wipe it off. But if this, it didn't say on here, but I don't know if this dries matte finish, luster, or what. So if it's a matte finish, then I'm going to put on top of it this one, because I got to have a, you know, a shine on my plate. So then it would make this one here, I really didn't need it. But this is my first time using it, so I'm going to find out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this plate. Okay, now the first thing you're going to want to do, if you've never done this before, is there's going to be a layer that come off of here. And I'm going to show you one of the ones that I got off. You got to take this off. Okay, there's a white, sometimes there may be 2 layers. But you got to start in a corner, and just, some of them come off real easy if you just keep doing it like this. And then you'll see 2 layers, and just have your card, have this napkin opened all the way out and just pull it off, okay? So that's one of the things that I did, and this is what I got off of that big turkey one, okay? So on this one here, what I do is I don't like to cut because I don't want it to look cut. I just want to tear. So I take all my pieces, once I get that layer off of here, once I get that off, this one still has it on there. Once I get it off, then I pick out, and I took out this leaf, you know, I pick out all the pieces, I tear them all off, and then I decided, I know I want the big turkey, but do I want any of the other stuff on there? And I just take my time and tear. Put your thumb on the part you want to save and tear around your thumb and just keep on going till you get it tore off in a way that looks decent. And I'll show you what I did, okay? Here are some pieces that I tore off, okay? Here is the turkey. See, you can see the edges. See the edges, how I tore it off. And just take your time. Take your time. Don't rush this process because this is very important. And then a leaf here, a couple of leaves I have that I've torn off, okay? All right, so those are the pieces that I'm going to be putting on this plate, okay? So what I try to do first, and I use a piece of saran wrap. So if you'll need to get this so you don't tear your project, okay? And when you're doing your project, you go from the center out dabbing. Don't go doing like this because you're going to tear it, okay? So I just wanted to tell you that. And sometimes I forget and try to do some like this. So I'm just telling you the way to do it where you won't have a mistake. Okay, so I like to lay it out first. So I'm going to stand up because I need to really look at this and make sure that it's balanced on my plate. So I want to lay it out so that I can get this turkey, which is the main thing, where I want it to be. Once I get the turkey there, then the other leaves, I pretty much can get them where I want them at. And sometimes if it don't go perfect for you how you want it, don't try to fix it. Because if you try to fix something that's too much fixing, you might tear it, you might ruin it, and then you're going to be sorry, okay? So don't do that. If it's a little bit off or something, that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. So what I'm trying to do is balance everything out. I put one leaf I want to go this way in this direction. Then I wanted this one to go this direction. And I'm trying to balance out how far I'm going to put these pieces from the turkey so that it looks sort of balanced, okay? But in the meantime, I got to take that off. So I'm just going to take these pieces off. And when you go to put them in, go put them back on there. That's the hardest part, is once you got this turkey where you want it, try not, whatever it is that you're putting on there, try not to move it. I have taken some decoupage, put it in a paper plate, and I'm trying to go up. And because this is the first coat that I put on this plate, I did like this. I went in this direction. So I'm trying to stay in this direction, but sometimes you might have to, you know, my turkey got twisted, y'all. Okay. Now see, it wasn't too bad because I try to hold it in place. And then I'm going to try to go from the inside out. The inside out. And you really want your edges down. Okay, try to make sure that you want all of it down, but make sure, I mean, because seems like that's the hardest thing to me. It's like, I think my edges are down, and then when it dries, I see edges sticking up. But if you do see if something's sticking up, let it completely dry. And then you might be able to take something and put a little dab under that little edge. I'll show you what I use. I use a little toothpick. And I might lift that little edge up and put a little dab under it and let that dry. So it's important. First time you're doing it, try to get it right the first time. You don't want to have to go back and fix it. But if you have to go back and fix it a little fixing is okay. Too much fixing, you might make a mess. It depends on how gentle or how heavy-handed you are. Okay? Now, I have to be careful because I have a tendency to be heavy-handed. And I don't want to do that. Okay? So I have my turkey on there. And that edge looked like it was up over there. So I'm dabbing. See, I have a tendency to want to, you know, push. Don't do that. Okay, so there's the turkey. Hopefully you can see that real good. There's the turkey on there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this other one, this leaf here, and I'm going to put this one on over here on the side. And you just try to judge where you want it and hopefully get it where you want it. Okay? If it's not exactly the way you want it, that's okay. See, I made a little boo-boo there, but just keep going. Okay? Just keep going. I put a little heavy. I got a little too much on my sponge. I should have dabbed it a little bit. See, okay. All right. Now, what I want to do is put this one on next. And I'm going to put that one up here. And I want it pointing this way out, this way. So I'm going to put a little here. And I want to try to get it in the right spot. Because that's what I was finding was hard. Was like, well, not really hard, but you know, you got to take a little time to try to get it balanced on this plate how you want it to look the best. Okay. So I'm going to leave it like that. It moves. See, it slid for me. It slid a little bit. But that's all right. It don't have to be perfect. Just do the best you can. Okay. Then I'm going to try to go back in here and try to make these lines go vertically. Because the reason I'm doing that is because that's the way I did the plate the first time when I put the decoupage on the plate. I went vertical. Now this one over here, the reason I wanted to put them other ones on first was because I wanted to try to make sure I don't have such a big wide space in here. So I think I'm going to put that right there. So then once you lift it up, you just pretty much guessing. You're pretty much guessing where you wanted it to go. So if it don't quite go where you wanted it, it's okay. It's okay. I just got to make sure this is big enough to catch this whole leaf in it. Okay, so I had it about right here. And then I'm just going to dab from the inside and go outward. Okay. Now it looks like everything is down. And if you have to lift your plate up and look around, see if there's anything, you might have to do that to see if everything is down. Okay. So now the next one, I'm going to point the leaf going this way over here. Just, you know, so it looks a little different. That's all. And I'm just going to put that one on and try to keep this turkey turned center here. Okay. And then this leaf, if it don't quite get where I want it to get, it's okay too. Not the end of the world. This toothpick here, I think I want to move it a little bit. Don't leave it on there too long and you'll be able to move it. And I'm just guessing. It's a lot of guesswork when you're getting it centered on the plate or the object that you're doing, okay? And then I'm just going to kind of, I'm trying to make sure I don't have no big lumps. And I'm trying to make sure that I'm kind of going in the same direction. So when I put my other coat on there, that it would look okay. I'm going to turn this around and just kind of go this way. You know, I'm just going to go that way around it, okay? And if anything is sticking up later on, I can fix that later, okay? So here we go. This is how it's looking, okay? And I always wanted a turkey Thanksgiving plate because I'm going to be doing some Thanksgiving decor. And they were just through the roof on the price and I couldn't afford it. So I said, I'm going to try and make my own. So just take your time. And that's what we have to do nowadays. Things are hard to find. Okay, so let's let this dry and then I'll come back and show you when it's dry. I'll show you one of them and then I'll show you with the other coat that I'm going to put on top of it. Okay. Okay, here's the one I'm going to be using now. This one is the dishwasher safe. So if you were doing this and you were going to be eating off of something, at least you would be able to wipe this down. This is not something you can eat off of. Decoration only. But this here will make it easier to wipe down. But like I said before, if this is not a gloss and it doesn't dry glossy, I'm going to have to put the gloss over it. So then that means that I probably just have to dust these plates, not really wipe them down. Okay, so let me get started, all right? Okay, so I have this Mod Podge in this plate, the paper plate, and I'm just going to start putting this on here. And I'm trying to go all in one direction so that don't press down too hard on it. In case one little end isn't down good, you don't want to make it come up. But try to get it as smooth as you can. And try to make sure you cover all your pieces. Because this is going to be hopefully the finishing touch. The finishing, the last one. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to go around the edge like this. Make sure I got all my edge in there. I'm just going over it trying to, I can see the strokes that I'm doing, and I'm trying to make them as pretty as I can. Okay. And I can do this as long as it's still wet and not drying, but you have to work where it's not drying on you. Okay? Okay, so that's this one. And I'm going to let it dry. I think it's supposed to be 30 minutes, but I'm going to let them go like an hour. So I'll be back in an hour and show you how it looks. And we'll see if it's dry and glossy or not. Here it is, and it did dry glossy. I'm so happy with it. Yes, I can't wait to use them in my Thanksgiving decor. Come back and check it out, okay? And see how I use these. I'm going to use these as wall decor. I'm going to use them as shelf decor. I'm going to use them as tablescape decor. I'm going to use them in a lot of different ways. I'm going to show it to you on the wall, okay? Okay, here it is up on the wall in a little plate hanger. The room is kind of dark. Sorry about that. I'm going to be using these plates here as wall decor, shelf decor, tablescape decor, any kind of way I think of how I want to use this plate. Okay, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.